Morgan is apparently a serial killer.
Yeah, that was a hell of a plot twist.
We love that for her,
Yeah,
really. Um, because she is not a real woman, and thus we do not have to deal with the consequences of her actions.
exactly.
And I sure do hope that we don't get copycats.
Yeah,
Um,
I would not be surprised if that's what happens and Emma gets like mad because she's, or not Emma, sorry, Morgan is mad because she's trying to put it to rest, and the copycats are not only doing it worse but then also jeopardizing her.
no, the, she isn't in any danger of being caught right now at all. So the more likely solution to this is the same solution as episode 0. There's a quote unquote copycat killer, and it's just Morgan again. It's Morgan copycatting herself.
I guess it's her. That is
Like,
a wild
intentionally being.
concept.
Because Emma, to a T, like, perfectly called her out at the end of episode 0 last week. Uh, when we last left off, hello, chat.
Yeah,
Um,
a recap.
uh, the assistant district attorney, Emma Rockford, um, profiled apparently in the far-flung year of 2085, 2086, whatever. Criminal profiling is no longer necessary because you can't fucking fart without someone catching you on camera
Mm-hmm.
shooting. However, our protagonist, Morgan, is smart, um, and thus can avoid all cameras. And thus, it has not been caught. The best serial killer to ever do it, to ever do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it. Apparently, our friend, the assistant district attorney, who is our eternal nemesis, uh, in the courtroom, a
Yeah.
perfect record against us, I think, is what was implied.
Yeah, I think she said that she's never won against Emma, so.
I don't know how much of that is her being phenomenal and how much of that is dystopian society saying
Yeah.
if it's going to court, like the Japanese legal system has a 98%
Mm-hmm.
prosecution record. If you're going to court, you're guilty.
Right.
In a society where, as has been discussed fervently for these past 2 weeks, um, not only are you being spied on for your entire existence, you're being personalized. So when they advertise to you, they can recommend that really nice dress that you passed over the last time you were in the Goodwill. Uh, you stared at it for 30% longer than average, indicating desire. So you're going to see that dress for the next 3 years until you go back to buy it. And then for another 6 months, just in case you wanted a second copy
Right. In
of
a
that
different
same
color.
dress in a different color.
Truly dystopian. I will say,
Except, I. Yeah, no, go.
I was just gonna say, I will say that like the world building in this is very good, and I can't wait to see how much more fucked up this world is.
I am here specifically. I recommended this game very specifically because I was advertised to it from Adrienne, Insert Disc 5. Uh, well, I would recommend it. She made fan art celebrating the release of episode 1 and described it as the toxic lesbian lawyer game. And I am here exclusively for the toxic lesbian lawyers.
As I think
And if
most
I
people
get
are.
and like I put this on Tumblr, right?
Okay.
I said on Tumblr like I'm not I was like okay with the game before the final half hour of last week. I was like solidly okay with the game. It was in the world building was interesting, right? Um, and the gameplay was playing games. Wait, I popped off for the gameplay actually.
No, the gameplay was
You know,
actually really like. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was fun.
my game design brain like lit up. I was excited, but I was like very low key excited because I was not getting what I wanted. I was not getting what I came for, and then and then the twist twisted.
Yeah.
Um, and everything from oh Morgan is the villain of this story to Emma Rockford being introduced was oh this is exactly what I want. Please give me more. Please, 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 please. Uh I am. I don't know where I was going with that pitch. uh oh there I had a different tangent entirely to go off of actually. That one just came up because I love Emma a lot. I saw this post on Tumblr, which was a mirror of a post on Twitter, right? Or Twitter, right?
Uh huh.
Which was like which was an article headline for like that said something to the effect of making fun of corporate jokes aren't funny anymore. Corporate jokes aren't funny anymore, right?
Mhm.
And like online, people are going like, the corporations are telling you to please stop making fun of the corporations, right? And that's like level one. But like the article itself was like, Outer Worlds, not to be confused with Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds is a Fallout-esque game, RPG game that takes place in like a century from now, right? And it's basically a spacefaring game where you walk around and corporations have metastasized. How do you say that word?
That
Metastasis.
sounds right. I don't know. It's not what I hear pronounced very often.
That was a very good read. If that sounds right. Metastasized, I think it is.
Yeah.
They have grown so cancerous that they have taken over not only the original Earth, but the entire solar system that humans tried to colonize. And the article was basically going like, "Hey, um, this joke, this game is trying to be like humorous. This isn't humorous. This is just reality.
Oof. Yeah.
This isn't making jokes. This is just commentary, and it's not
That's a lot
funny
different.
commentary." So like I am a little afraid that that's kind of the direction we're heading with this game, with the whole dystopian I Spy shit,
Yeah, I could see
where
that.
like how much of this is going to be lesbian toxic lesbians, and how much of this is going to be poking fun at corporations and AI and such, when like there's no way they could have known the direction the world was going to head in when writing for this game. But it feels very on the nose I've said more than a few times that wow, this matches the political climate 1-to-1. That sucks.
Yeah. It's hard to tell sometimes. It's like, are some people really good at reading the signs? Or did we just get really unlucky?
I want to hope that it's the second one. And if it is the
Yeah.
second one, then maybe some decisions were made to lighten up on that a little bit. Because I like my escapism, thank you.
Yeah.
But you know what? If Emma Rockford appears in literally every stream going forward, I will take anything, please. She's perfect. She's the ideal woman. That feels wrong to say about a PNG. It does. But she is.
I totally get where you're coming from, though. Like, not. Yeah, I get
Oh,
it.
holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! She's perfect. Fuck.
Did you just look at her again?
No, I remembered her, and that was
okay.
enough.
It just came out of nowhere that I was like, did you like look up a picture?
No, but because like Morgan is very attractive, a very attractive set of pixels. She's also very conventional.
Yeah.
Like this front page here is. I like this front page a little more because her corset is like loosened a little bit and it's not pinching her stomach
Yeah.
so tight that it feels like it looks like she can't breathe. And I like it a little bit more.
Right.
It's a little bit more, her words are a little bit more realistic. But well, that corsets just gotta do that. I just don't like them conceptually.
No, that's fair. They're also not very comfortable.
But like that, I will, if you let me, I will stammer to myself for a half hour and get increasingly more flustered over Emma Rockford because holy shit.
So what I'm hearing is we should jump into the game and then get even more flustered by actually seeing her in person.
God, I want to see her in person.
Okay, well let's see how fast we get to her. Ooh, okay. Oh my goodness. You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot, and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom.
Ooh.
Quick savings and autosaves will be disabled as well.
Oh.
The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased.
Oh.
The maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in high roller mode will also unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn high roller mode off at any time in settings, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart this episode. It's intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save skimming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. Huh, that's so interesting.
Are you in?
Do you want to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always down for video games saying, hey, save scumming is for scum. Are you scum? No? Prove it, bitch.
I will say.
So, you know what? I'm down for not being scum. Let's go, baby.
I will say that this seems like the kind of thing that it would be easier. It would be better to play it your first time as a high roller, and then go back through later with standard and do a perfectionist run or something like that. Because it feels like, I don't know if there's a huge change, but it feels like the kind of thing that if you play through it on standard, and then try to go back on high roller, it wouldn't be as functional.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you're doing already.
But you know what? Something you said a lot last week. This game rewards you for paying attention. I would like to pay attention because this is according to reviews, we have 10 hours in episode 1,
Okay,
thereabouts, right?
gotcha.
I want to spend a good 10 hours
Okay.
and then jump into Deltarune rather than just like gloss over it, right? And
Okay,
rush through.
yeah. Immerse ourselves in the world.
Yeah, let's spend. Yeah.
Alright, well, we're gonna do it then. Welcome to the high roller tables. Enjoy the thrill. Disable tutorials, you can turn them back on in settings. I'm fine enabling.
I don't think.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's any, like, new stuff. Like, if it's all the old stuff, then, like, I'm fine disabling it. But, like, if there's new stuff, then I think it might be helpful to have it. And if it looks like something that we've seen before, we can just skip through it, like, click through it real fast. Whew, okay.
Even high rollers need.
Even high rollers need what?
Even high rollers need to know how the game works.
True that.
Need to know the rules.
Yeah, you can't gamble well if you don't know what the house is betting. Or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know gambling. That's a bad metaphor.
Sports ball, but for cards.
Yes. And I'd suck at both
What?
sports ball and cards. There's a
Let's
reason
go
I was a theater
team.
kid. Let's go team. Do a little high kick in a jazz square.
I don't know who this character is. I don't know who's reading.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is... So the color's green.
Oh, you know what it is? It's that thing from
The little
the
robot girl?
end of the little teaser.
That's what I was thinking.
I think this is the creator for the little robot.
Oh, okay. So I'm fine...
Handling, maybe? Yeah, you know, let's just read normally. See what happens.
Okay.
Go on.
Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Okay.
Wanted to thank you for coming over.
Figured you'd notice.
Anyone can tell something's bothering you.
You're the first person to say anything.
What happened?
The police came to see me.
In public?
No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy.
That's a first.
They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts. And yours.
I
told them I didn't know anything.
I'm thinking that the gray is Morgan somehow.
Oh.
If we're gonna do the...
You think so?
If we're gonna do the thing where we're a defense attorney defending our clients from crimes that we committed, this feels like a conversation she would have had.
Okay, you wanna flip?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't have anything to go off but a hunch, but if I'm right, I'm a prophet.
Yes, okay.
So why don't you go ahead?
They must have loved that.
Honey. What would you have done?
In your shoes? Probably cursed them out.
Yeah. I can see that.
Is there anything you want to ask me?
No.
Not even for a favor in return?
No favors lost between friends, I say.
That sounds like a toast.
Why not? To friends.
I'll raise a glass to that. And we're never finding out, are we? Oh.
Bless him! Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Oh, this is, the kid. Do you remember
my
what
God,
my
yes.
voice for the kid sounded like?
I think you were kind of like a little higher pitched, but you were kind of like a little, like not quite your Not
quite a falsetto, but not curly, like, kind of like up here, maybe?
I think something like that, yeah.
Do you want to take the entry down?
I could do that, yeah. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time, geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area.
Stop, Copper!
Visuals impaired, facial recognition compromised, pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence.
Hey, he's lining up everyone on the block. We need to go now. Or what? He'll use his outdoor voice. Or have us pinned down to our rental, or you can say we're fucked.
Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. Oh, it's L30. Oh my god. You do something new with your uniform? Good morning to you, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. Must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility, thank you, Jesus, my brain did not want to process that. Volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo,
61! Sorry.
You're good, I wasn't sure. The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him.
We're going on break.
The robot tilts its head to the side. Oh.
You can't work the piler without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know. Take a load off, will you? Understood. Came the
over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tosses a dismissive wave behind him.
Yeah, understood.
A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular.
Goddamn coppers on every street corner.
At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear.
Okay, sure. They declared martial law when I wasn't looking.
The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat.
Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs! Except the ones they stole from us!
Oh my god.
Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy and uptown even on the worst days?
His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her skirt.
You're kind of embarrassing me right now.
He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter.
Oh, no, that's just...
A woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at a hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm, while a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her.
Walk around the block, get her some air, would you? Apparently, this call can't wait, man. louder than a garbage disposal. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to.
The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers, if you prefer, can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else... You're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. But I went out last night. So I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service. And, of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today, I'm going to buy a gun.
I'm gonna see if I can't get a screenshot of that.
Of...
It's gonna be the splash screen we just saw.
I tried to, like, glance over it. It said something about, like, slashed across, like, the carotid artery or something like that, I think. But I couldn't read fast enough to get all of it, but... That's a good idea. No staff.
Oh my god.
What?
Commercial break in progress!
So sorry.
You can go ahead.
Okay. No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Oh.
Should I? Okay, so how do you want to do desks?
I don't know. Do you have a preference? Because I feel like mostly it's gonna be us.
If they're gonna keep throwing, if they're gonna keep throwing cute girls at me, I'm gonna keep wanting to voice cute girls.
I think this is the problem of a game made by lesbians for lesbians. Is that it's literally just like cute girls all the way around, and then like
girls,
occasional scruffy man.
To break up the monotony of girls,
Exactly.
girls. Okay. So you know what? If it's always gonna be if it's just Morgan at a desk, I'll take the desk.
Okay.
If it's Morgan, a desk, and a character that is also speaking, and I am voicing the character, depending on who's voicing the character.
Right. That's that's totally fine. We can play it by ear on.
So rather than go by model of desk, we can just go by surrounding people and just pretend that the desk has multiple voices.
Yeah, but that makes sense. I'm sure it definitely. That seems like a very logical thing in like a, in this kind of society of like scanning a person and being like, oh, you seem like you would want this kind of voice, so we will do this.
Right. Okay. Sup?
Oh, there we go. Desk personality setting 6, the cool one.
Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed.
Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport?
Business or pleasure? Neither.
May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am?
Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be...
Give me a sec.
Yeah, you're fine.
I see. You're a lawyer.
So I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense.
We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes, with spread and PA fire options. My bad. PA stands for pseudo-automatic.
I know.
But for concealed, it has to be at least small enough to...
This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. Ooh.
Ooh. We high rolling now.
Exactly. My
All
first
right.
instinct was like, I should save, and then I was like, ugh! I gotta get out of the habit of that.
Is there a different button you can use to advance the text? Like, can you spacebar?
I don't know.
Is there a setting for it?
Tried. I'm not seeing anything specific. I could try it in the future, but... What?
I still have the fucking Join Johnson dildo thing on my fucking screen in general. I completely forgot it between now and when you posted it last.
Yeah.
There's the splash screen.
Okay. 30-year-old, well-developed, healthy, something blank or chronic blank. The laceration across his something his carotid artery, solid back of head indicates subject blank and blank internal bleeding out. Interesting.
Why are we French again?
Yeah, no.
Haven't you got enough to place in this, Adrian?
Is this why Adrian was like playtesting it?
She's
'Cause they're
definitely
both-
done some.
What?
She's definitely done some. Playtesting seems like the most likely, but she's definitely done.
Because didn't we see
some
her
work
in the
for
playtester in the credits for last time?
it. Special thanks to
Oh, it wasn't
Adrian.
just special
Yeah.
thanks. Okay. Is that why she helped with this? Is because the creators of the Devil are also French, and they were like French buddies?
Tragedy finale. I don't know. The French got a French together, you know.
Yeah.
They gotta fry. That sounds more ominous than the French pie joke that I was intending.
Oh.
Anywho, clicking is just your default because you're the visual novel girl.
Well, I mean, I guess it's fair, but like I usually do like. I have been in the click mode because I'm at my computer. Normally, when I play visual novels, I use like the spacebar or the enter. When I'm like, because I like to play sitting on like the couch or something like that. I don't like using the click thing. But because I'm at my desk and this is an interactive one, I have been using my mouse, and so like I haven't even thought to try it for something else. But I can try in the future. But this does not help us in the current one.
And there's no like setting to change that.
I didn't see anything. It doesn't look like there's any sort of like keybind situation.
No, I guess not. Okay. Maybe. Well, the input options always seem to be high up. So, as long as we just slow down clicking a little. As long as we just don't double click. How about that? I don't. You're in control. I don't have a mouse in my hand.
Yeah, I will try not to be too like crazy with it.
Anyway, what were we doing?
We're trying to decide if we're gonna
we
be patient or explicit.
okay. So we can't save Stump,
Yeah.
so we should probably figure out what we want to do with Morgan, because there's no way she would just. There's no way Emma Rockford would catch on to us in chapter 4 because of an interaction we had with Ad
That would be
all the way back.
so wild.
The first interaction we had with that.
But I also would not put it
So
past this game.
apparently. Oh god. Alright, so how paranoid do we want to be?
I am kind of in favor of being patient because it seems like so far this game has like, I mean, it's not super explicit, but I feel like this game has kind of rewarded us for being like nice to the help desk people and stuff like that. So I feel like being explicit, I don't know if it would like directly be like harming them in any way per se, but like I feel like it might help. I don't know.
It might help to be polite.
Yeah. Possibly.
Oh, do you think we're gonna have like a fucking Detroit system?
Maybe. It would be bonkers.
Have you ever gotten your opinion on Detroit Become Human?
Oh boy. Do we want to go on a tangent tonight?
We're going to, but like how?
Short version.
How hard do we want to peer into it?
Short version is I'm interested in it because it has so many branching paths, and I love games that allow a lot of branching paths.
However, it is a him game.
I am not a David Cage fan in the slightest.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, you're good. I knew it. It's okay. You're better off for it, and I'm sorry that I reminded you of it, honestly. I think he always has like fascinating concepts, but his execution is incredibly flawed. I think 2 out of the 3 stories in Detroit Become Human are mid at best. And the 3rd one is only good because, from what I understand, the actors did a lot of improvisation that David Cage freaking hated. And that's the only reason that the Connor and what's it called? Connor and Hank storyline isn't any good whatsoever. So that's my thoughts. I don't know what your thoughts are.
My thoughts are I didn't like it nearly as much as the more fantastical David Cage game I played for the PS3.
Which one?
Whose name I cannot fucking remember.
Was it the detective one, or was it?
It was a time-ish, travel-ish one.
Was it Beyond Two Souls?
Beyond Two Souls, yes.
That's the one that like creeps me out the most because it seems like Elliot Page is really uncomfortable during that whole situation, and so like I feel weird like supporting it, even though it was probably like maybe it wasn't as bad as it seems, but like I've seen like some interviews, and it seems like it was not a great work environment. So like I'm sure the story is kind of interesting, but like it also seems to be the weakest from what I've heard of like. Oh, your player agency actually means something. Of his games, I mean.
That much I remember, yes.
Which like
of
that's the whole reason I wanna play them. So like if you're gonna take that away from me, why am I playing your shit?
I also played it when I was like 14, 15. So like
Fair.
Or maybe a little older than that. I don't remember. Gonna be honest, I also didn't remember that Elliot Page was in that game.
Oh, really?
That was probably the main draw of the game. I just straight up didn't remember him.
That's okay.
But now that you say that, I can very clearly envision him in my mind's eye.
Fair. I think the reason I remember that is because it was around, like, I had just learned about him mostly through, like, Inception, I think. I want to say that was the first movie I saw him in.
Inception,
I think.
Was he in Inception?
Yeah, he was in Inception. He gets to kiss Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Is that a good?
I mean, I had a huge crush on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, so that could be a good or a bad thing depending on.
So it's a great thing.
It's a great thing for me, as like a wish fulfillment, or at least it was for 2010. I would have been 15-year-old Kiki. That was great. Well, at the time, I wasn't really into him. I got into him like later, if that makes sense. Like at the time, I was kind of like, what?
You got into him because Elliot Page kissed him. Yes, I understand.
Yes, exactly. Cause and effect. But anyways, I think that's the first time I was aware of him, and so then like I was like, I want to say like I was like, I was watching playthroughs of Detroit Become Human, and then I started like researching the other Quantic Dream games to see like, like what other stuff is there out there, and I stumbled across the Beyond Two Souls one, and it was like, what is this?
And Heavy Rain is the third one. Now I'm not like misremembering that, right?
Heavy Rain I think came before Beyond Two Souls. I think.
I know it came before. I just
Okay.
didn't know if that was like.
No, that is another one that he did.
That is another Quantic Dream. That is another David Cage game.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
That one is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's the one that hurts me the most because I think conceptually it has, like, mind-blowing like concept. Like I love it. Everything about it conceptually is so cool, but the execution of it is so goddamn ass. It makes me mad.
Yes. I agree. And I cannot remember anything concrete about that game either.
Totally fair.
The only reason I brought up Detroit Become Human is for the obvious reasons.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair, and I could see them doing the better version of that.
If they do the better execution of Detroit Become Human, of that specific Detroit Become Human plotline, I'd be fine with it, I guess. I would want them to take it in a more creative twist, but if it just goes straight into Robot Rebellion, that would be a logical conclusion to draw.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it. I have faith that they would pull it off better, though. Just because everything
we can't all be 100 blind Last Fifth Academy and have 100 different endings.
Yeah.
Based on how well you treat the ads.
Yeah, exactly.
So therefore, because this is not Last Fifth Academy, I can feel confident that Emma Rockford is not going to slither out of the back of my corset right now, because I'm going to be explicit. So to bring it back in to, and Scott talked about David Cage entirely for the rest of the time.
I wish.
And if I ever bring up Detroit ever again, you have permission to bonk me.
I don't know if I'd go that far. It'd have to be like, I will bonk within reason, but I'm not gonna just blindly bonk. Like, I will accept it within some reason. However, if you ever do say like, oh, sorry, what?
No, go ahead. If I ever go off.
If I ever hear you go, wow, I really like David Cage, I will know immediately that you have been kidnapped.
Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. So, I don't actually have an opinion on this choice. Since it does seem like a bluff choice. Do you want to be nice to the Hollow Girl?
I am okay with being nice to the Hollow Girl, I think. Cause
the dilemma that Morgan seems to be facing is like, Jesus, she's just drawing on and on. I know all of this information.
Right.
It's not even like be explicit is like being mean. Be explicit is.
It's just being direct.
Be patient.
With what, like.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I should reframe this actually. This is not be nice, be mean. This is literally. I don't want to reveal myself as someone who knows a lot, because that could be used to create a profile against me. What the fuck is a criminal code? what the fuck is a case profile? This shit hasn't been used in 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
Versus, God, I don't want to sit here listening to tell me all of this information that I already know.
Yeah.
So, in that context... Oh, you know what, actually, no, make your decision.
Okay.
And
I think I'm gonna go with be patient, just because, like, I worry that, like, what if this comes back to bite us at some point?
I was also going to say be patient, yes.
Okay.
Because be patient might give, even if it's information we already know, and we've already tried before, we might get extra information.
That is true in our little database or whatever, our log
You gotta-
terms.
You gotta spend patience to make information money.
Yeah. And high rollers need to pay fucking attention. Oh, just hit my mic, sorry.
Alright, so let's do it. Let's
Okay.
get out your wallet. It's time to pay attention.
Yeah. But walking in here and asking for a very specific model is gun nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulders sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet?
Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly.
Sure, they're plenty quiet, but they also have piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I'd want someone to come running to my rescue.
Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails?
Bullseye.
We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force, which
Slings a slope fast enough to miss the limit over 30 meters.
Woo!
And it's safe?
Of course, ma'am. My bad. Two-factor safeties with GPS and emergencies. It won't go off unless you want it to. Someone will definitely come right.
All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their toolset, to lock you out of your own gun with a flip of a switch. You can walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. How do we get started?
I do like your double speak a lot.
Yeah.
Now that we know that it's double speak, and like we got hints of it a little bit in episode 0, but now that we know for certain, she's definitely double speaking. It sounds perfect.
Awesome. I will take it. Thank you.
A perfectly law-abiding citizen would always have one of these. A serial killer would never go anywhere near this.
Yeah.
This is not a serial killer weapon.
Don't look at me. Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill. So, is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Oh, okay, it allows us to go without, doing that. First I want to look at,
You want to save? Does autosave is on?
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea. Our single save spot.
Our single save slot. Hell yeah!
Oh, it just
High
replaced it with
roller
high
mode.
roller mode. Oh god, that's so stressful.
You don't need to know when we are,
Yeah.
because you're in the prison, motherfucker.
A body count. You cannot ask someone that. I'm sure that's meant to be like a wink of like body count. Like sleeping with people, but it's like, that's not what that means, Morgan. Okay, mist. Yeah, body spray. That's pretty self-explanatory.
To shoot or to kill. Mist being originates for the blaze spray. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Automated dependent. We had a little bit of this the last one.
Do we want to scroll down to see if anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then artificial
Yeah. Okay.
intelligence
This is the same.
flagged it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the same.
Okay, body modifications.
So this should probably
also...
be the same too. Can you return mods? Can you undo mod
Yeah.
surgery?
That looks
Best
mostly
reviewed
the
girl
same.
implants 2086.
And
God, why could
copper.
it be? No, because that wouldn't have worked. I'm thinking 2048.
Oh.
Hopper ads. I am thinking of 2048. Absolutely. I did love that game. It's not helpful right now when talking about 2086 and bemoaning the fact that we're talking about 2086, not 2048, because 2048 would not nearly be far flung enough in the future to have all this hologram stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time to make some money.
Hell yeah. Okay. Alright, we've got box over here, a wall thing over here.
Ooh, how can we turn the contrast down at all?
I think we had the same problem last time, and the only thing that I could do was I turned the graphics down from ultra to high, but I could turn it back down to I could turn it down to medium and see if that helps.
Can you? Is that any better? Holy shit.
I think it's like a smidge better, but not much.
Like, I just want to do a side-by-side comparison with like medium and ultra. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening right now?
Okay.
Like, we don't have to do that right now. But
Yeah,
like,
we can do it later.
wow. Okay. And there's nothing on the top shelf, like above the ceiling. Like, what's that orange flicker in the corner? Like, top left corner. Higher, higher, higher. No, nothing. Those cardboard boxes are nothing.
Yeah. So it looks like all we have is the wall. It looks like we have this cardboard box situation down here. And then we have this TV over here, and then this whatever this box is over here. It seems like nothing else.
Do you want to read first or last?
I think last maybe.
Sure. I would like to go to the TV in the corner.
Okay.
Second last then.
Oh, second. So do you want to just go left to right?
No. You know what? We can go first actually.
Are you sure?
We can go left to right. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that.
Sure. Left to right.
Okay. I hate these kind of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, you're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I could skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. That's horrendous. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. That's terrifying and too real. How term limits are anti-democracy. No. Oh god.
Oh!
Woof.
No.
Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... Okay, I wanna look at
Okay. So remember earlier when I said things needed to not do that?
Yeah. It's doing that.
You know... Don't be topical in your dystopian game. It's so depressing. Okay, Animate 16 is the latest Android produced by... We think it's the greatest machine the world has ever seen. Did it turn yellow because it started advertising?
It could be. It's hard to tell, because, like, usually it's related to, like, search terms.
Oh, not interested. Yeah, not interested in sponsored search results. That's what's happening. Yeah. The yellow is sponsored. But it is, the Animate 16 is the warm droids we learned about last time.
Yeah, I kind of hate that term, but... Okay, check. Yeesh, would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer, it's scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? They got a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here? Stagnant world, modern man's plateau. You now know.
Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers a tricky dive into the global planet halting point to groundbreaking controversial step. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark, now I feel... What is Moore's Law? Do you know if that up?
I don't know. Let me see if
I'll look it up then.
It might not even exist, like, in real life. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. I hate all of that.
Well, only you recycling can fix the planet, as the corporations dump more and more and more and more and more into the ocean. But you, with your stupid plastic straws, you whore! Holy
How
shit!
dare you.
You are so selfish. You are so greedy. Did you think about the planet for 5 fucking seconds? Recycle! Brought to you by Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moore's Law used to be the benchmark. Moore's Law is the observation that the number of transistors in an IC doubles every 2 years.
Interesting.
It's an observation and projection of a historical trend. Now, I think referring to it as a pipe dream is it more than doubling?
I don't know.
I actually don't understand.
I was like, this is a little above my mental pay grade to, like, process this. But I appreciate the effort, and I'm sure this means great things to somebody who actually understands what's happening here. Okay.
There's another link at the bottom.
There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Okay.
Did we not keep our articles from last time?
I don't think so. Yeah.
That is finicky.
That sucks. But hopefully that means either it won't come in handy or it will at least quiz us on it. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with contents more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Okay. Someone left a datapad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with a ransomware. Vulgarity.
The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital keystone data files belonging to the Tetrametallics. Oh, according to a press release from the... Okay, so Tetrametallics is a mining... And Lobo has seized a cache of vital keystone data. Do you think that Lobo is Tetrametallics? Just stealing from themselves to
that
hype up
seems very, very likely.
paranoid. In a blitz of cross posts on. Okay, so let's. Is that 90? Can you move the cursor a tiny bit?
Oh, sorry.
That is 90. Okay. All 11 dominant languages. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Stop homogenizing. Okay, Activists, radical conservationists, and gentlemen thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at cost. Okay. This demands that most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation for all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits surrounding it. So there is a reason to billing. Okay, so absolutely, it's just them. It's just themselves.
Just trying
that's what this reads like, right?
I think so. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to like artificially inflate their prices / stock.
No, they're lowering their stock with the tax, but in the short term. But in the meantime, because Lobo is ransoming to the rightful owners of the data, it seems to be, and the data only affects billing services. The rightful owners seem to be their customers rather than Lobo themselves.
Oh, gotcha.
Does that make sense, or am I crazy?
I think I get what you're saying. I think that makes sense.
So if we want to circle the drain a little bit, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick?
Ran out of free articles for the month, I guess.
Acts of terror against the free market.
Lobo again, or someone using their name. I suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, so long as they're a genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for... Oh no! I assume it was...
De-escalation.
Okay, yeah.
We can... Before you click that down, and you go back into the articles. Yes. So, I really, really hope that it isn't timed in trials.
Ooh.
But it definitely, he's definitely after de-escalation.
Yeah.
More than, what was the other option? Rare earth materials?
Ransom... Oh.
Ransom money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he definitely does seem to be... Okay, so, I think it's de-escalation. I think de-escalation is more important than the ransom money.
I think you're
because
right. Because that's more hidden in the article, and it would be more likely to be, like, testing you on something that you're, like, maybe you're not actually paying attention to, kind of thing.
I mean, that too. You're thinking genre savvy. I'm thinking just straight up, like, Lobo's... De-escalation is in Lobo's manifesto. The ransom money is just, like, par for the course. It's just an exchange, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I'm a thief. You're the rich. They're the poor. Let's make a deal. I got these 25 suitcases.
Yeah.
I got these 25 suitcases. I want you to fill them with money. You guys hear me? I'm not going to take one. I'm going to take all 25. So that's okay. I'll even take the dollar.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm pretty confident in de-escalation. I think that makes sense.
Let's go!
It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. But unless the rare earth metals powering all our batteries and fueling all our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. Wait,
Have you noticed...
Huh?
Have you noticed Morgan's freckles before? Because they're, like, really prominent when her eyes are shaded like that.
I'll have to... I feel like I have, but then maybe I have it and I'm just imagining it now that it's not on screen.
They're very cute. and I love her,
I
and
do
I
like
love her freckles.
Freckles. I'm a little biased.
Freckles are pretty cute. Freckles are very cute.
Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. Oh Jesus.
Do you want the newscaster, or do you
Yeah,
want me
I
to
can
take it?
I can do newscaster. I'm
Cool.
sorry, we received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Ashur, has passed. What? Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic. Or... no, they wouldn't risk. Fake news. But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. Misinformation, maybe? Trying to... authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance.
David Ashur is dead?
Including the popular Desk series of smart UIs.
That's very sad.
I didn't ask.
Sorry. I just...
Commands only.
understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit?
Debit.
That flew from denial to anger very quickly.
Yes. The gun was light. Lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy. Greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them. Their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them. Either closer or further to the end. What'd you say?
Poor baby. Poor baby.
Oh. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. We're in the apartment. Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is.
You're the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much. They don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with expensive tastes. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it. Your friend.
David. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble. Auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. There's nothing about his death. Not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing around? A phone call? Better not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. This is
Ooh,
cute.
hi, honey. Do we want to expand our desk situation to all NPCs? Except unless or would you rather say? Would you rather do a claim system where like, I want this one, said Kiki.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough. That's a good question.
Because like in the first scenario, I would just voice every single NPC, and then we would decide
Yeah.
when to them come together, and then we would just switch voices depending on how many people are in a scene versus who you want to be voicing alongside Morgan. Whereas the second one would just be I would default to taking every NPC unless you saw a design that you were like, snatch.
Yeah. I worry with the desk kind of situation is that like yeah, well or like the desk situation that you would end up voicing like all the time if we get to scenes where there's like or sorry, hold on. I might have reversed that. I don't want to end up being like we get a scene where it's literally just like you have to voice 5 characters and I only have to voice one.
No. The desk situation, we decided that if it's just Morgan and one other NPC, I would voice the other NPC and you would stay with Morgan. If it becomes a group scene, we decide based on your preferences who gets what.
Okay.
Versus a claim system where we have a consistent voice for every single character. You know?
Yeah, I think we could do kind of like a mix of it. Like I think the ones that we've already like picked, I think like Reyes, London, and Emma, obviously, like we can keep those as claimed as they are. But I think we can do kind of the desk system for the future stuff if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want me to keep London, Reyes, and Emma?
If that's okay.
Okay, you just rather not mix up characters in your mind?
Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of like we're starting to get like those seem like they're like really prominent ones, and I don't want to like have to like yeah, it's just easier
Take
to
it
like
out.
bounce bounce around without them. But everybody else we can kind of like see depending on the scenes and things like that.
Okay. And then I don't know how prominent this character is, but I do know for a fact that we know about the android girl, right? From the end of episode
Right.
0.
The green-haired Miku
Uh,
lady.
do you want green-haired Miku lady to yourself, or do you want me to take the green-haired Miku lady?
I go ahead.
Because it could be this kind of situation where it's like, if you take her, then it would turn into. She seems like the Maya, right?
I was gonna say I get the vibes that she's gonna be like our unwilling assistant or something like that. So I think she's gonna be with us a lot. So as cool as she is,
If,
I don't know if it'd be smart for me to
you,
take her.
but then the other option is if you like her a lot and you really, 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 really want to take her, you just take her, and then whenever you see a design and you're like, I want that one. That design is sick as fuck. That character is sick as fuck. I want to voice them, Kay. I want to be that one. And
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I just voice everyone else.
I think that's
And
reasonable if you're cool with that.
do you want to do that? Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you are both members of the hero team, and I am every NPC. No,
Hell yeah.
that's I. You are the hero, and I am the supporting cast.
Hell yeah. This is like reverse Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, okay. So you are taking the assistant and the lawyer, and I am taking the witnesses and the police and the victims and the everything.
I will say I'm fine with also like if we get into this and it's too overwhelming for one or the other, we can like mix it up too. Like I'm not tied to anything. Like if we just really are like, oh, this is not working, we can absolutely
Because
switch it up.
there will absolutely be some scenes where it's just Phoenix and Maya alone, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And like it'll be an entire just you talking.
Mm-hmm.
So like if we get into one of those situations, maybe I could take one of them. Maybe if you're not feeling to it, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's like a lot of maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it might depend on like the day and things like that, and how
Let's go.
intense of a
Case
scene.
by case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am taking uh freaked out earpiece lady with sleeveless turtleneck, and yes,
Hell yeah.
mm-hmm, absolutely no other defining features whatsoever. Nothing of note. Brian! Hey, thanks for picking up so fast.
She's Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. Hi, Jess.
I, um, listen, I need to.
I've already seen the news.
Oh. Oh. Uh, of course you have. Duh. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just.
I think your mic cut off after I just.
With the company and their people and all the. What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call.
For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed. But it's alright, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things.
Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream Chiron. Chiron?
Chiron, I think.
Chiron?
Ooh, maybe. I would guess Chiron, though.
Stream Chiron.
A system that we used to use in the news to, like, do graphics was called Chiron, so... It made it sound super cool and fancy high-tech, but it was not that cool in practice.
Oh, I see. Fancy high tech in 2086. Who would have thought? Yes.
Right. What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I could have stumbled upon this corpse myself and I would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway.
Yeah.
If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get. Maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial at first, but she's probably short on time, and I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened?
The police, they think he took something.
Suicide? And the police are already involved?
They say it was some kind of poison or...
God. Nova's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days.
Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you.
Of course, Jess. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. And it's not like my day was always salvageable anyway.
I'd really like to bring you up here to David's place.
What do you mean?
There's something I have to give you.
You're not handling as well already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before...
No, I'm sorry. It's not like that. Before he...
No, please don't hold back on my account.
David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work related. But he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me, I'll get it done.
I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often, or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming all over this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity.
Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot.
What is it?
You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you?
Okay.
She had the eye thing. You notice?
Oh shoot, I didn't.
Morgan.
Dang. I gotta pay better attention.
Her eyes were red. That whole scene.
Oh, with
Featured
like
black
the
whenever she was
lines?
Yeah.
Dang,
Lucky the eyes.
I did not,
She,
did not realize. Do we
she-
think she killed him?
it was. No, fuck no. She killed
Okay.
somebody else. She seemed genuinely shocked. And not like performatively, but like. I was mostly putting out the eye thing because it's like the same thing that Reyes had, except Reyes is a shooting little bitch and she wears an eye patch.
Yeah, that's true.
But no. Whoever died was not her one friend. I get the feeling that she doesn't have a lot of friends. No?
Yeah, that's fair. I would pick. I see that for sure. Excuse me. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway, steadily and suddenly all at once. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. Canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to, never finished, never planned. It's
Oh
clearly...
shit, this is
What?
insanely disorienting, actually.
Yeah.
Tell me if any dialogue comes up that
Okay,
that
for
you
sure.
need me to read.
It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly. And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. Oh, that's a little better. Jess is back on screen.
You okay, Morgan?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her text now, she'll just send more later.
Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Ashur on the news. Rip.
Thank you. For trying to be sincere.
Worth a shot.
We all have our strengths.
God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me?
Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect.
True, went the train. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful. When you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole...
Wonder where I picked that up from.
Not for me. I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath. Nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues.
Did you ever have dealings with Noble?
10 out of 10 shift in the convo. Settle as a car crash.
Subtlety doesn't work on you either.
Well, it might. If you were good at it, XD.
This is me asking you for advice.
Okay. I guess it's never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep? But my clients were all celebs. The rich and famous. I didn't have any dealings with Megs that owned their likenesses.
Is it really that different?
Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So there'd be smart people like me to clean up their mess. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to fucking... I have to assume that it's
I
fine.
guess. I don't know what else.
Why are we censoring?
Yeah, that is super weird. I don't know why it would do that.
Is there a setting that I missed?
I don't think so, cause she's used
She's been
used
saying
in her
fuck all
internal,
damn
yeah.
time.
So I don't know if this is meant to be like her phone, like big phone.
Oh,
doesn't
it
want
could
you-
be fucking... Big Phone doesn't want you saying fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Gross.
Them robots took our germs and they took our fucks. What the fuck? Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent.
Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer?
Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got shit.
I guess.
This censoring is pissing me off. Where I got shit deep into corporate intrigue.
Why?
Maybe it's a corporate
Oh my
phone.
god.
Oh, this is absolutely corporate.
Yeah.
She started to respond to the censoring too. Like facially.
Right, yeah.
Because it got doot, 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 up the doot, ass.
I guess, yeah.
I caught first name, last name up the ass of Annie. No. I caught names cock up the ass of Annie Life's 45 Poster Girl. There we go.
Yeah, you're right. God damn it.
Hard worker. A lot of stress in that.
Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need.
I'm gonna let this slide because I know you're in mourning. Look. Corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Huff and glue playing roulette on the phones.
While fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Ashur was your pal. My actual advice? Get whatever you're owed. And get out of there fast as boy!
It's a beautiful thought, Auntie.
Oh, I thought we were going mom with that one. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funeral.
What's a Viking funeral?
A dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. I like to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their...
Thanks. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week.
Good work smarter. Hello? And if you want to go there, you literally did fall asleep on the job. Oh fuck, she saw it. Sweet dreams at the Xmas party.
What is that? What is that? How do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate.
Work parties are still a work, Freckle!
I only had my eyes closed. Because all you old farts had your camera's flash on.
Morgan? Something wrong? You're sweating.
Just Deleting some spam. We've got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city.
We have a new profile.
Yes, uptown. Or better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. By now his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Okay, before we start that...
Masters, Starling, and David. Victoria Masters. Height 166. Weight depends on the time of day. What's that mean? I do like the question marks are Morgan.
Yeah, like what?
Like literally her asking, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Occupation, lawyer to the rich and famous, semi-retired. Likes handsome men, pretty women, expensive women. Dislikes clean people, prudish people, blank. 24 karat jewelry, difficult age to verify. Smokes cigars and Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult
Love that.
It was a smokes category, so I guess.
Yeah.
Jessica Starling. 176, 63 kilograms, O positive. Executive assistant at Noble. Awesome. Likes dancing, buying shoes, reselling. Dislikes hangover soft mattresses and charm point, her earnest smile. Aww!
Very cute smile.
Relaxes by bar hopping in lower wards and the best at reading the stock market. Morgan, do you have a little crush?
This is like, she's like so normal for Morgan to be interested in, I feel like.
I feel like Morgan just wants to kiss that pretty.
Fair.
And maybe corrupt her a little bit.
That also tracks.
David Ashur, 180, 68 kilograms. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics. Likes street food, crowds, and fishing. Dislikes brain freeze driving and lint. Eyeglasses. Custom designed by Fiyama. Expensive shampoo. Sense of humor. Unica.
I'm not shocked because this is some luxurious hair, so like, shampoo expensive tracks.
And do we have a last name for Morgan? Because I don't think we do.
I was gonna say, I don't think we do.
Body count. You cannot ask.
It's Morgan of the Devil.
Morgan of the Devil.
What else did we get there? We got David Ashur. Oh, all the edits.
David Ashur was a renowned, though he retained. For the rest of his life, he was famously unlitigious. Litigi?
I would say.
I'm gonna keep saying litity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying it. It's not on purpose, I promise. But
No,
I'm gonna
you're fine.
keep fucking saying it if I keep looking at that word.
You're good, you're good.
Place, considered, Grace,
Citation.
passed
needed.
away.
Suggested edits in the last 44 minutes.
Dissemination
Damn.
of disinformation is a class 3 misdemeanor. Spreading conspiracy theories about public figures is a violation of her.
Interesting. Okay, and then we never looked at this, so. Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Hold up. We tried to process a request, but Lobo beat our ass till we ragdolled.
That's wild.
The big bad wolf was here. You are welcome for clearing out this cache of soy slap brainer any further. Whatever dumbest dishwater kitty that me to come with this. A word of advice from your superior. I own that password suggestion. Want to resecure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath, and then firebomb your own server. Literally you For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomies looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip their throat out. That'll teach you how to run with the wolf. Lobo is...
Love that. Okay.
When did that pop up?
That popped up after the Lobo discussion. I think we just never went. We just never looked at it. I think
Because immediately after there was
Emotional impact from
right, and so we just
our supposed psycho.
yeah. Excuse me. Actually, Jess, if you've got a second, I was curious about you and David's death request, that headline.
Okay. I think we can't save Scum, but we want to save here anyway.
Yeah.
However, so let's analyze some trends from episode 0, shall we?
Yeah.
We did not always get to click everything. But when did we not get to click everything? Do we notice a pattern?
I feel like that was more in the actual, like... I don't remember.
Yeah?
I was gonna say I was thinking it was in the actual, like, game kind of mechanic part, but I could be wrong on that.
No. It's legitimate. Because, like, when we were questioning our clients, some of them felt like acts to choose.
Oh,
like,
that's true. It was like, if it was a choice between what we like, should we ease into
talk
something?
about. Should we? No. Like, sometimes it was, should we ease in? Should we ram our foot on the gas? Versus, it was, and then when the topics got brought up, and there were like 3 of them, and we were like, okay, if we want to ease into it, we should pick this one, and then the conversation veered towards where we wanted to go. But
Yeah.
whenever there was a, hey, you did it, you're literate, clap, 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 whatever it was of those options. When did we click those? Did we click those last because we were saving the best for last, or
I want to say we clicked them
because we
first because we were worried they would disappear.
because we didn't want to miss them? Yeah, because we were worried they would disappear. Okay. But now I'm kind of worried that, you know what? Actually, I'm not worried at all. You know why I'm not worried?
Oh.
The request isn't gonna because that's what this whole fucking chapter is about. The request. It's gonna come up naturally anyway.
I guess that's fair. She
God
might
damn,
not
girl,
even
you're not even
ask-
wearing a corset. She's not even wearing a corset. What is going on with your ribs?
Maybe she.
Do ribs do that?
Not most people's. Maybe she is wearing a corset and it's just under her dress, because some people do that.
Sure.
Not that I would advise it per se, but.
Okay. David's death. I don't want to talk about that. Morgan being I. So, either we poke at the little secretary's insecurities and go like, hey, did you and David, were you hitting that?
Oh, Jesus.
So we should probably hit the headline, huh?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense just, like, structurally out of everything that's here anyways, so...
Also, am I just fucking stupid? Her eyes seem to always be red?
I guess maybe...
Are the black eyes just for comedic effect?
It could be, like, when she's really, like... Yeah, when she's really, like, tired of a person or something, maybe.
I'm still on the android train. I can be argued down to modded eyes. And she's just always... Like, what we're seeing on the screen right now is not, like, game UI. It's literally... She's seeing, like, a story map in her head right now.
Yeah.
And she's going like, okay, if I want to talk about that, if I want to talk about that, if I want to talk about that.
No,
But
that
I
would
did...
track.
I saw this one headline. And that... I don't know why she represents it with a lock that needs to get
That's a good question.
Eventually, we're gonna hit an unlocked option that we really need to. We can't learn discretion until we ram our dick into enough walls that one of them turns into a wood chipper.
Oh, that's a horrible metaphor.
Yeah, I don't. Something mimics. I should have gone with mimic. Why didn't I go with mimics? We will never learn discretion until we run into a mimic. So let us assume that mimics don't exist.
Fair enough. Okay.
We're gonna move right on by.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on right on by and ignore
Zoom on.
the weird phrasing. Because holy shit, I'm very tired.
That's fair. I think this is probably the last scene we should do anyways, so... Because I assume that once we get to the location, it'll snowball from there.
Yeah, once we get to a new splash screen, we can sit there.
Yeah. I saw that headline, by the way. The one where your warm android saved that soldier's life.
Oh, that was her? Oh, Noble. It was Noble.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought it meant the same thing, too. I was like, damn, girl.
Yeah, pretty feel good, don't you think?
So folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it.
That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but, I don't know. Maybe our management's never happy? Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for Android. I don't even heard about them moving staff or anything. Maybe it's all above my pay grade.
All the corporate power and money in the world. And they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Oh, okay, so we still can.
So, the request is going to shovel us into a new scene. So do we want to do top to bottom?
I think that's fine. I mean, there might not be much here at any of them, but I think that's reasonable to kind of shut down the line.
Or do we think that this is one of those tact situations? And we should probably avoid David's death. Maybe.
We can do that one last, at least, and then this might be one of those where we have to ask all of them to move on.
Sure, okay.
We can do it last, though, if you
that
want.
one last. Yeah.
Okay. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together?
Oh. Well, I guess I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring, so I spent 2 months. And an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid.
Sorry, Warrens.
Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then on account of, well, all the people.
Ah.
Plus it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry.
Is that normal in your industry?
No one I've ever worked with. Except David, of course, but I mean, he was the best.
Yeah.
One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Ashur walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. He said I should come work for him, Dr. David Ashur, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like it was nothing.
He didn't like to do things on Mondays. He said people are always too tired to get anything done anyway.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that. They should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping them organized. And occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
When did you last speak with him?
Person? Thursday afternoon.
The day before yesterday.
He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't
still don't really know anything, Jess.
You're right. Thanks. There's this last I saw him. That's when he asked me to meet with you. Do we...
Do we want to go with this one anyways?
Because
It seems like the request is mandatory, right? So,
Yeah.
do we think that,
I
as
mean, we're
tactless as
already-
it might be, do you really think that David's death is going to anti us?
I'd be shocked if it was. Nothing is really like.
It seems
It's
like a
usually
natural
really good
flow.
about
too.
it's a natural flow of conversation, and it seems really good about warning us if there's a chance that we might set something off. So I think it's fine to talk about this.
So, you last saw him on Thursday, and then he turns up dead today.
I'm guessing you've already been to his place.
Yeah, it's a real mess over there.
It's that bloody.
Oh God, no! Not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers. Each of them with their own network of drones and all the droning. It's very it's a very high productivity atmosphere, is what I mean.
When were you able to get over there?
Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate breaking the news to me.
Last night?
They said they needed my help sorting through all... Well, you know how he left things organized.
He's been dead since last night and they've kept it under wraps that long. I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. It seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So you found out last night.
Right, last night. Oh God. I'm so sorry, I should have told you as soon as I found out.
Really, it's alright. Did you see anything?
No. I still haven't actually seen... God damn it. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed, so... Oh, well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers, and the rest of the company people seem pretty entrenched.
Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So what time would that have been?
I guess I got there around 9 p.m. Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode, and I got locked out of everything but my work. Except my last blah at 9:13, see? You got an X-Buy or whoever put me in heels this morning. Me.
They can do that to your phone? Lock you out of social media?
Of course not. Well, unless I'm off the clock. Or off the clock but on company property. Then they can remote all my tech. Yeah.
How convenient.
So if I got in at 9 p.m., I guess the rest of the company people had been there since 30? I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before it changed. What about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak?
I see. He died after he reached the hospital? That's
Yeah.
unexpected.
Uh-huh.
It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room. But other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few moments. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until he reached the hospital for some reason? Or...
Hard to think about. No.
yeah. Or hard to believe.
So,
Hmm.
no, we can go after.
Okay. Jess, I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days?
Right, of course. He asked me to give you something.
Something? trying to build suspense?
Right, it's just, well... I don't know exactly what it is.
You have no idea?
He asked me to give you the contents of his safe.
Are we headed to the bank then?
No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall.
And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside?
Right, he was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight to your hands. Handle it in person, he said.
Strange. This is all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid. Even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, Thursday.
And he passed last night, Friday.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he had already...
It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know.
You're probably right. Besides, we still need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd, I'm looking. It looks like we're about to jump in.
There we go. Alright. Whew. Boy oh boy. What a game so far.
Gaming.
I'm very curious to see where this goes, because it sounds like we're about to start to get like more complex with like the intrigue of like the world in reference to like the machinations of like why might somebody want somebody killed and things like that. So I am very curious how this is going to go.
I don't know if he's dead.
Oh, you don't think he's dead?
I don't know. He could very easily still be alive. Like, they're obviously obfuscating because they're trying to pin... It's just the...
Literally just... We're gonna defend the fucking android coming up. They're gonna try to pin
Oh
his
god,
murder
you're
on...
right. Because if
We're
she was in the
literally
house
just
or
doing
whatever...
1-2.
We're doing what?
If she was in the safe, which was in his basement, she would have been on the premises, which she would have had no alibi, even if she was off. They can't say that she was offline because she's a war. So she doesn't have perfect tracking information. It's just Maya, but again, and like, I have made this joke before, and I'm still like perfect. Les attorney, like 100% on board, but like, if she's gonna use her robot powers to start channeling the dead, I'm gonna. At least there will be a technological explanation.
That is
right?
true. It's gonna be some kind of like holograms. It's gonna be like a Obi-Wan Kenobi situation.
Even more simple than that, she's gonna meet with Emma for like 5 minutes, come up and learn about criminal profiling, and start to apply it to victim profiling, and start talking about it. Just start running like data programs to go like, okay, this is how the victim thinks and acts, and I'm going to be them now because I am a world-class actor robot. Anyway, if he's actually dead, it was someone in the company that they're trying to. We will see them very shortly.
Yeah.
Probably in the next scene, if not the next scene, then the one after that. Within the next 2 scenes, we will see, even if we don't realize it.
No, yeah.
And if he's not dead,
because that is a very pretty model to put on a dead person that we're never going to see ever in our life. Um, then I called it. I'm sure we will learn some piece of information next time on why he would have wanted to fake his death.
Yeah.
But that, but we'll have to save that for next time.
Yeah. Better be there, be square.
You can be whatever shape you want. We don't judge. We don't
Yeah,
discriminate.
that's just totally fine. Be an octagon. I don't care.
Be a torture nexus.
Yes.
Just don't aim it towards me, if
Yes.
that's okay.
Please no. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.